Have you ever felt like you're bailing water out of a sinking ship, only to realize the other person is drilling more holes? If you're unsure whether to stay or leave, this is the moment to pay attention. In this video, I'm sharing 5 crystal clear signs that it's time to walk away and reclaim yourself. Trust me, you deserve better. Stick around, because what comes next might just change your life. Hi there. Have you ever felt like you're pedaling a bike while your partner just sits in the back seat, arms crossed, doing absolutely nothing? And when things go downhill, you start questioning yourself. Is it my fault? Am I not good enough? Not doing enough? Trust me, you're not alone in feeling this way. Here's the truth. No one has the right to make you feel like you're the problem, especially when they're the ones creating the chaos. Your mental health matters more than anything else. Sometimes, the only way to regain balance is to recognize toxic behaviors and put yourself first. Stop blaming yourself. Let me guide you through this and help you rediscover your true worth. You deserve a relationship where you're loved, valued, and allowed to grow. Alright, now let's dive into the specifics. I'm going to share with you 5 clear signs that it's time to seriously reconsider your relationship. These signs might seem like small things, but in reality, they're massive red flags. And the key is to recognize them before they erode your self-esteem. Let's break down each sign, one by one. Have you ever heard your partner say something like, "Why bother studying more? It's just a waste of time," or "You work too much. This job doesn't even matter." Comments like these might seem harmless at first, but in reality, they slowly chip away at your confidence and your dreams. Let me share a story about a friend. She dreamed of becoming a fashion designer. Every time she talked about taking design classes, her partner would say, "You're not artistic enough. Don't waste your money on that." Single quotes. Eventually, she gave up, not because she wasn't talented, but because she started believing the hurtful words of someone she loved. Imagine this: you're building a sandcastle. Each time you add a detail, your partner quietly sweeps it away without you noticing. Over time, you start to think your castle will never be complete. But the truth is, the problem isn't with your skills. It's with the person who's constantly tearing it down. Now is the time to realize that your dreams are part of who you are. They're not something for anyone else to judge or control. If you want to go back to school, do it. If you want to change careers to follow your passion, go for it. No one has the right to stop you from living the life you desire. Here's a simple exercise. Write down the 3 biggest goals you have right now. Then ask yourself, who supports me and who makes me doubt myself? Sometimes, just clarifying this can help you see where the negativity is coming from and focus on surrounding yourself with positivity. Remember, a true relationship is one where you're encouraged to grow, not held back. If your partner can't see the value in your dreams, then maybe they don't truly value you. You deserve a partner who uplifts and supports you, not someone who drags you down. Have you ever felt like your life is being invaded bit by bit, without you even realizing it? For example, you plan to hang out with your friends, but your partner says, "Why are you going? Stay home with me." At first, you might think, "Oh, they just want to spend time with me." But over time, you realize you're no longer free to make even the smallest decisions about your life. Let me share a real story. A friend of mine told me that her husband always checked her phone without asking. At first, she thought it was sweet, like he cared about her. But eventually, he started controlling everything from her work schedule to her bank account, and even the time she spent with friends. She ended up feeling like she was losing herself in the relationship. This is what happens when personal boundaries are ignored. Boundaries are like mental fences that protect your freedom and personal rights. If someone keeps crossing them, it's not just disrespectful, it's deeply damaging. So how do you protect your boundaries? First, identify what's important to you. For instance, you might need personal time to read or meet friends weekly. Then, communicate these boundaries clearly. For example, "I need some alone time every evening to recharge." If your partner respects you, they will understand and support you. But if they dismiss or even mock your boundaries, that's a major red flag in the relationship. Remember, setting boundaries doesn't make you selfish, it's a way of loving and protecting yourself. You deserve a safe space where you can truly be yourself. Have you ever been in this situation? You and your partner just had an argument, and instead of talking things out, they go completely silent. No messages, no calls, no explanations. You feel abandoned and an emotional desert. And what happens next? You start questioning yourself. What did I do wrong? Is it my fault? This is the silent treatment, a highly toxic psychological tactic. Instead of resolving conflict, they use silence to control your emotions. It makes you feel guilty and powerless, as if you're the only one responsible for all the issues in the relationship. I knew someone who went through this. Every time she argued with her husband, he would stop talking to her for days. This didn't just make her feel isolated, it crushed her self-esteem because she always thought she was the one at fault. But here's the truth. The silent treatment isn't time to reflect, it's manipulation. And if you're experiencing this, the first step is to call it out. You're using silence to manipulate me, and this isn't helping us resolve the issue. Then, take the initiative to open the dialogue. Say, we have a conflict, and I want to resolve it by talking openly. Silence isn't helping us understand each other. This might not be easy, but it's how you assert that you won't accept being controlled this way. Remember, a relationship is a partnership between two people, not a power play. You deserve to be heard, not ignored. Have you ever been in a situation where your partner made you feel embarrassed in front of others? Picture this, you're at your friend's birthday party, and instead of complimenting you, your partner says, "Oh, she tries to cook, but she burns everything." Everyone laughs, but you don't. You feel hurt, but you stay silent to avoid ruining the mood. These actions are not just simple jokes, they're direct hits to your self-esteem. A friend of mine once shared how her husband constantly made fun of her in front of his family. From small things like, she doesn't know how to dress, to more cutting remarks about her work abilities. Each time, she stayed quiet, thinking, it's just a joke. But over time, she realized she had lost her confidence and felt diminished in her own life. Why do we tolerate this behavior? Sometimes we think it's a form of affection, or we don't want to cause tension. But the truth is, anyone who truly loves you would never hurt you like that. If you're in this situation, the first step is recognizing that you don't deserve to be treated this way. Find a safe space, a close friend, family member, or a therapist to share your feelings. When you open up, you not only relieve the burden, but also gain the empathy and support you need to face the situation. And most importantly, remember that you have the right to ask your partner to stop. Say, "These jokes aren't funny, and they hurt me. If you truly respect me, please stop." Someone who deserves to be in your life will understand and change. If they don't care, then maybe they're not the person you need in your life. Have you ever felt like you're living in a psychological thriller where everything you remember and every feeling you have is constantly denied? For example, you say, "You told me last time you'd come early, but you didn't," and they reply, "Are you imagining things? I never said that." This is gaslighting, a manipulative psychological tactic that makes you doubt both reality and yourself. At first, you might be confident in your memory, but after repeated denials, you start to think, maybe I really am wrong. The scariest part is that gaslighting doesn't just break your trust in your partner. It destroys the trust you have in yourself. I remember a friend sharing her story about her husband. Every time she brought up issues in their relationship, he'd say, "You're overreacting. It's not that serious," or worse, "You're the problem." Over time, she lost her confidence to voice her feelings because she feared everything she felt was invalid. But let me tell you this, you're not crazy, and your feelings are not illusions. One way to tackle gaslighting is to keep a record of specific events. For example, write down, on January 5th, he said he wouldn't meet his friends over the weekend, but he did. This record not only reinforces your trust in your memory, but also serves as evidence when confronting them. When you've gathered enough data, address it firmly. "Do you remember this? This is what happened." I feel hurt because everything I say gets dismissed, and it's affecting me deeply. If they truly care about you, they'll understand and work to change. But if they continue to deny, then perhaps it's time to ask yourself if this relationship is worth it. Remember this, your reality matters, and you deserve respect. Alright, we've identified the toxic behaviors and the damage they can cause. But how do you actually break free and regain control of your life? Don't worry, this is where we shift from awareness to action. I'm going to share practical, actionable steps that will not only help you escape toxic relationships, but also rebuild your confidence and happiness. Get ready, because this is the key to reclaiming your power. Have you ever felt like things keep repeating in your relationship, but you just can't pinpoint what's wrong? This is where a small notebook, or even a notes app on your phone, becomes your best friend. Start by writing down every behavior that makes you feel uncomfortable. For example, January 15th, he mocked me for misspeaking in front of friends. Or January 18th, he ignored my texts all day after we had an argument. Don't worry if it seems trivial at first, just record everything. After a week or a month, go back and review your notes. You'll start noticing patterns. Does he often make you feel guilty? Or is he only nice when he needs something? Keeping a record not only helps you identify issues more clearly, but also empowers you because you're taking control of your narrative. If you're worried about forgetting, set a daily reminder. Did anything make me uncomfortable today? This keeps you mindful and prevents your emotions from being clouded by manipulation. Remember, documenting isn't about catching your partner's mistakes. It's about understanding your own feelings and boundaries better. This is an important first step to regaining balance in your life. Have you ever felt like you're trying to keep everything under control, but your partner keeps crossing the line? This is when you need to set non-negotiable boundaries. And trust me, it's not just necessary, it's how you protect your own peace. Let's take finances as an example. You earn your money, but your partner treats it as our money without any discussion. They spend it on things you didn't agree to, or worse, they hide debts. This is when you need to say clearly, finances are a shared responsibility, and we need to discuss major expenses before making decisions. This isn't about control. It's about ensuring mutual respect and accountability. Remember, setting boundaries doesn't make you selfish. On the contrary, it shows that you respect yourself and your partner. Someone who truly loves you will understand and be willing to respect those boundaries. You know, sometimes we feel like we have to handle everything on our own. But here's the truth, you don't have to do it all by yourself. Remember, when an airplane faces trouble, the first thing they tell you is to put on your oxygen mask before helping others. And in life, sometimes you need to put on your own emotional oxygen mask first. If things feel overwhelming, consider reaching out to a therapist. Counselors aren't just listeners, they help you see problems objectively and find solutions that truly work for you. Additionally, don't hesitate to join safe communities, whether it's online support groups or local clubs. There, you'll meet people who've been through similar situations. There's nothing more comforting than realizing you're not alone, and there are people who understand, empathize, and are ready to share their experiences with you. Remember, seeking support doesn't make you weak. It shows that you're strong enough to make positive changes in your life. Alright, you've identified the problems, set your boundaries, and maybe even started seeking support. So what's next? This is where we talk about the next chapter, a chapter where you focus on yourself, rebuild your confidence, and create a life where you're truly happy. Recovery isn't just about healing from the hurt, it's about rediscovering who you are. Maybe you've forgotten what you love, what you're passionate about, or what kind of life you truly want. But don't worry, step by step, you'll find it all again. Get ready, because we're about to enter a whole new phase, one where you don't just recover, but come back stronger than ever. Alright, let's talk about creating a plan to leave without impacting your finances or mental health. Sounds like a big deal, right? But trust me, it's completely doable if you have a clear plan. Step 1. Take a good look at your finances. Start by opening a separate bank account if you don't already have one. This gives you control over your money without worrying about being monitored or dependent. For instance, you can set aside a small amount each week, even just 10% of your income, to build your personal safety net. Next, make a list of your assets and financial responsibilities. This could include monthly bills, loans, or shared property. You need to know exactly what you have and what you'll need to prepare if you decide to leave. On the emotional side, the most important thing is to have a solid support system. Share your plan with someone you trust, a friend, family member, or counselor. They'll not only help you strategize, but also be your cheerleader when things get tough. Finally, create a step-by-step action plan. For example, this month, I'll save X amount of money. Next month, I'll look for a new place to stay. Breaking your goals into smaller steps makes everything feel more achievable and less overwhelming. Remember, creating a plan to leave isn't a sign of weakness. It's a way to take back control of your life and build a brighter future for yourself. Did you know that building your self-worth not only makes you stronger, but also helps you shine brightly in life? Imagine yourself as a tree, and everything you do to grow is like the sunlight and water that nourish you day by day. First, try signing up for a class you've always wanted to take but never had the chance to. Maybe it's a yoga class to balance your mind and body, or a painting class to explore your creative side. I had a friend who, after ending a toxic relationship, joined a cooking class. Not only did she learn to make delicious meals, but she also met wonderful, positive people who helped her rediscover her zest for life. Next, surround yourself with positive friends. These are the people who not only listen, but also encourage you to be the best version of yourself. You can grab coffee with old friends, join a book club, or even just go for a walk with a group and enjoy some good conversation and laughter. And most importantly, take time to love yourself. Write down 3 things you're proud of about yourself every day, whether it's as small as completing a task on time or as big as learning a new skill. Over time, you'll realize that your worth doesn't come from anyone else, it comes from you. Remember, building your self-worth isn't just about improving yourself, it's about preparing yourself to welcome even greater things into your life. You know, before looking for new love, the most important thing you need to do is learn to love yourself. Imagine you're building a house. If the foundation isn't strong, can you build a sturdy home? Self-love is that foundation. To start, spend time getting to know yourself. What do you enjoy? What are you passionate about? Maybe it's finishing a book you've set aside, trying out a new recipe, or simply relaxing with a cup of tea and enjoying the quiet. These moments help you realize that you're complete on your own, with or without a relationship. Treat yourself the way you'd want an ideal partner to treat you. Don't hesitate to tell yourself, I deserve to be loved and valued. Because when you love yourself enough, you won't seek love to fill a void, you'll seek it to share your happiness with someone else. Remember, you are the first and most important person who needs to love you. When you love yourself, you not only become the best version of you, but also attract the right people who truly deserve to be in your life. We've come to the end of this journey, and I know it hasn't been an easy one. Leaving a toxic relationship is never a simple decision, but remember this, it's not a failure. On the contrary, it's a sign of strength, the strength to say you deserve a better life. Walking away doesn't mean giving up on love or hope. Instead, it's about opening a new chapter, one where you can truly be yourself, grow, and find genuine happiness. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a step toward the life you've always dreamed of. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. Many others have walked this path and are now living meaningful, fulfilling lives. So, share your story with me, how you overcame toxic relationships and found yourself again. I truly believe your story will inspire countless others. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave a comment below. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best on this incredible journey.